Welcome back to the Rising Leagues.
The Rising Leagues.
How long?
We're not sure how many of them are in this one. We may or may not break the previous record of 10,000.
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to make it back to Haven without being torn limb from limb.
Curls?
All you could do. And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Yeah, that doesn't mean much against a giant cat. Meow, meow. You hear him out there?
Lightning cat.
Did you hear that, girl?
Ah. Stop it. Stop making me do that. I didn't like it in the one place it is in the main game.
Just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
Leagues?
More leagues.
More leagues.
They really like that word.
I wonder why. Maybe because it's an autoculture. Nope, that's just a dead plant. Those are definitely alive, but I'm gonna grab.
Well, if this is a nautical adventure, shouldn't we be on a ship having nautical adventures? On a ship.
Maybe?
Maybe some pirates. Sea bandits, if you will.
Pirates?
Pirates. Rat pirates. Rats on the sea that pillage pies. I might actually do that.
What? Rat folk on the
Rat.
seas that steal pies?
Yeah, yeah.
The pirates?
They adore pies, so they are the pie rats.
And it's a common mistake. Like everyone's like, do you mean pirates? No, pie rats.
Their Jolly Roger is a fucking pie with like crossed swords.
All right, I like where this is going.
Any fellow DMs, there you go. There's a nautical clan for you to use.
That's your
Go
that's
nuts.
your one shot. The pirate.
Yeah.
Pirate one shot. All right. Well, this definitely isn't something for a quest later.
Clearly not. This is just
historical ground.
just decorative. Just like, hey, look at this environment. Look at it.
Definitely not important.
Nope.
Because like the one thing that stuck out to me with like the thing from the shore, and I may or may not have mentioned this already, but it's like when it comes to like the background of stuff, it's like, what is it? Chekhov's gun. Like, don't put something there if you're not going to use it.
I think.
Like that was too detailed to be just part of the scenery.
Yeah.
Because like looking at it, I'm like, all right. So like here's like this ship, or like a piece of fallen airship, you know. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can write that off.
What do
They're
you imagine
everywhere.
happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother? Did you have to ask?
The
Dark Gate.
Glad we both saw it. Okay, well, if I can't go that way, I might as well not. What are those?
I have dark vision.
Dark vision. Sorry, you still have disadvantage.
Yeah, which is a thing we recently found out yesterday, actually, that technically rules as written in 5e from the player's handbook, even in dimly lit areas, you have disadvantage on perception checks.
Only bright light do you not have it. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, because even with dark vision, darkness is counted as dim light. So because dim light is lightly obscured, you have disadvantage by rules as written.
Most people don't run with it though.
Yeah, most people don't know or don't run with it.
Oh no.
It's them.
All right, so story time.
Story time.
So Tunberries, we're gonna go FF7 remake lore, not rebirth, remake. The one that's been out for a really long time. Obviously, like, maybe not remake specifically, but like I think that world, the Tonberries are these murderous creatures. They have the lantern so you can see them. These things are terrifying. So like in the school, there's this classroom of like, and it's all these drawings of like things that these kids find cute. On one of the boards, someone's drawn some tonberries. And I'm like, how does anybody in this world that knows what a tonberry is find these things cute? These things are terrifying in lore. I mean, I understand why we, the video game players, find them cute, but I mean, these ones,
Yeah.
they're even called creepers.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
Somebody has like shortly after this like came out, somebody had a screenshot of one of the ones like laying face down. They're surprisingly caked up underneath that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my kill, Jill. Also, you can tell she. Hold on. Look at it.
Yeah.
You can tell Shula's a warrior. Just every bow. Ah!
Yeah. Screaming.
He's got his head in the bush. There's that one picture of like the Shiba Inu stuck in the bush with the article. It's like local Shiba Inu stuck in bush pretends everything is okay. But I imagine it's just that, but it's like a tonberry. It's like things are not okay.
Yeah. More Spooter.
Oh. I'm trying to do something fun with Ravage and I can't. There's no height. Wait. Am I going the right way? Yes.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to get pretty close to smell it, I imagine. I haven't been to the beach in quite a while.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
The Cape.
The Cape.
I still wish I knew what that accent was.
You don't want to go down there. Trust me.
Do I even want to ask why?
I'm glad they have dialogue.
Yeah.
But I assure you, I do. I want to go down there.
Would.
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 Nah, I'd win. That's one of those things I think I would understand more if I had context, but I kind of get the gist.
Yeah.
Might I inquire about the ray of light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Oh, hold on.
Doggos. Torch doggos.
I saw the opportunity. I had to. Not to mention, I've already mentioned it's funny that when all the wolves get... I don't know why, but just hearing that sound repeated over and over really fast is funny to me.
Which you also haven't gotten rid of arrow for something else.
For what? Oh, that's the magic spell. That's the abilities.
Okay.
It's because
never mind.
it's because I'm on Garuda. I have the tornado gun. Oh. Alright. I'm slightly getting used to the combat again. Oh. Went away. Slightly getting used to the combat again.
I think that rock is not a rock.
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Yep. Ah, it's Gamera.
There we go.
That's right. That's the one. Oh, yeah, we're doing this now.
Eat the laser.
Thought I was one farther over. I screwed up my placement of the lightning rod. But nice catch. I didn't even notice that rock there. There's another one.
I
This one's
try
moving.
my best.
This
That
one's
one
moving.
is moving.
All right.
I must have woken up when we started murdering the other one. It's like, oh man, my friend over there. Get parried, idiot.
Get Rex. Got him. I saw the opportunity for the parry the last time, but I was never close enough to actually get it. So I was like, you know what? I'm close enough. Let's try it. Glad I got the timing right.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge,
Big old baby.
but you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him.
Giant blue baby.
I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
It almost looks like ice, but it's not. It's seafoam.
Yeah.
It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Just turns. What? There's another one? Don't worry about it. Guy parted the seas like Moses. Who? Oh boy.
I heard a tale of a woman down there. She impales people that give her kisses.
I don't know if I know this one. You have to tell me
Red
more.
Lane?
Oh, Meow.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well
Probably
kept.
could have worded a little bit more
You
detailed,
and the
but
villagers often come this way.
No,
Only me.
it's been a while.
Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as
She's in a
village
league of her
elder
own, one could
and
say.
Wallace's descendant.
yeah.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes.
Imagine making a spell
Forest
that wouldn't
grows
let the baby
quickly
in suffering
here.
age.
Left unattended, the
Yeah.
path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Okay, so we are now in dungeon. Can I leave if I want to? I can't even open the map. Oh, every time. Okay, I could leave if I wanted to. We are a
Does
lot
the
closer
light
than we
point
were
the way
before.
to the child?
It does indeed.
The baby.
The baby.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Joshua, stop taking my
They have
lines!
remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
There. Up ahead.
Maybe one day I can sprint.
Maybe one day.
There he is.
Down in the center. Follow me.
Baby.
Baby. The Avatar.
I'm the Avatar. You won't believe it.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
When you don't know what's happening, you can't do
He is
anything
the
about it.
victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason.
Only the two who were like
What if I told you
violent from the
there
get-go.
was a way to remove
Yeah.
Wallace's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done.
This is news to me. I don't remember that.
It isn't without its risks. Part
Oh,
of the
yeah,
icon
okay.
remains no matter what.
That's right.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
I mean, I would tend to agree.
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
the weight.
Under the weight.
The weight.
Do the thing. Echoing baby and
Echo baby. The baby echo.
I keep thinking it's like I keep going back and forth between that's probably just water. I'm like, yeah, water moving at high speeds still hurts.
Yeah. It's like, baby, stop.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me.
I'm just.
Something's wrong.
Like that one part of that time I got reincarnated as a water snake. Not a slime. I love the orb appearing in nowhere, out of nowhere, and like I love that being a thing.
Yeah.
Not just for this, but just overall. Like if it was an orb of air or rocks or fire, I still think it's really neat.
All right. Let's see what you've given me.
All right, who's gonna overwrite? Or is it just gonna give us the one? Like a crossbow, an escapable rush of water that pummels enemies from multiple angles. Iconic Thief Serpent's Cry can be used to summon to Clive's off arm a sea-spitting serpent capable of dealing precision strikes to enemies at a great distance. Pressing square in the state will unleash a tidal torrent, multiple bursts of water capable of forcefully knocking back smaller creatures. And triangle will fire a power of jet of water. Next depletes the gauge, becomes unavailable, and the gauge is empty. Slowly replenished over time, can be refilled quicker by pressing circle.
Reload your fish. Your fish gun.
Reload a bit. Press circle to reload, and it's just holding a fish. Executed when executing a precision dodge is also refilled. Pressing R1 again while dodging will Clive to roll in the air, extending the dodge even further. Fish roll.
Fish roll. Sushi.
Only
Sushi roll.
Leviathan.
No, just an eggy, but a formidable adversary.
Make sure to reload your fish. Do your sushi rolls. Infinite Gaujo.
It has friends.
There we go.
I'm going to probably assume this is something that's probably similar to Odin, that it's like, this one probably doesn't play well with the other icons.
It might. Okay, so you reload, you just get a chance for like temporary infinite. Woo. Heck. think I've got the hang of this one pretty much.
You gotta limit break your fish.
Okay, I think I've got the hang of this one. It's definitely like one that I could find myself spending too much time in that specific mode, though.
Yeah.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
I would want to look at the different
He said
abilities it
Marius was
has.
frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but
Alright, so what do we need to do?
there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see.
Yeah, probably. We don't
Probably.
want
Let's
another
return before it
fish
gets
to
dark.
come up and try to murder us.
Don't worry, I've got my own fish to protect us now.
Fish on fish violence.
I'm sorry, Wally.
Yes! Yes!
I will make this
Just so.
Just so. Ta-da! We got it.
A test of your fish flexes.
So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No, but it does feel a little fishy.
Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength.
I'm not sure whether to be surprised or saddened
If you
by
want
your
to know the rest,
lack
we
of
should head to the
reaction
written
to that.
Oh, were you looking for one?
Like, you didn't even give me a sigh. You were like, like nothing. You no-selled it. I was like, come on, man, give me something. This man, straight face, just no-sells it. It was like, oh man, it's one of my better ones.
What? I didn't know you wanted a reaction. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's a bit sus, a bit fishy.
Yes,
You
my
didn't give me anything.
Our story began.
This man
Sitting
was
there like-
weeks away.
You're like pretty good. It's not that bad.
Not bad.
After the
This is a
fall
solid
of
6 out of
Drake's
10. Would rate it a bit higher if it wasn't, eat low-bearing fruit.
You're salty.
Yeah,
Like the sea.
like the sea. Yeah. Capital C to you.
Okay, so they didn't sacrifice the bears to make the stuff. They used the crystal specifically.
I bid you good tide.
All right, tell us about the baby.
So that's about the baby.
To understand the spell which binds Walius, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This
Oh, there's the tower right there.
is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The
Okay.
few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered
Yep,
two
to the
things
tower.
that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend revealing how to make your very own mother
Yep,
crystal.
the tower.
I've had
Yeah.
that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false.
Yeah, because Leviathan
Our
didn't have his own
ancestors
crystal. It was
convinced
smote down
themselves
long
that they
ago.
could recreate the
Yeah.
divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon.
And get revenge.
Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late.
Wham wham.
As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time,
Imagine being the person
our
who discovered how to
ancestors
stop
settled
time.
upon an ambitious
Yeah.
plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering,
Yeah, because the one made from the tower would probably wouldn't last very long.
Yeah.
And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals.
Yep.
So
Until
whenever
that
the
water
seals
snake
force,
was just like,
how do we break
hold
it and
on,
restore the flow of time?
seems pretty fishy.
Do you recall
like
the
this.
dome of light on top
Coming
of
out.
the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Ver, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Alrighty.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people
Okay, I'm
safe
about to say, please don't make me make that choice. I don't know anything about your
Have my
abilities.
Thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once.
We can only
At that
have
time,
one
anyone
red
will be a
one on this
luxury we can
journey.
afford.
One's gotta stay behind.
We need blue for a nautical adventure.
The Ver is not easy to find. We must first head north and then west, deeper into
There's
the
another
forest.
one.
Wahoo!
There's another one. Yeah. All right. What do you want this time?
You're signing the child.
It bothers you a lot, because that one's still green!
Okay, so Tide Strike Reforged. I want to see this weapon. So, okay, so Flawless orbs. I'm imagining this is probably another one of those like continuation things, and it's only a little bit less, so it probably will be better, hopefully before the end, because the sword we freaking got from Omega wasn't even better than Ultima.
Looks cooler.
It does look cooler.
As aesthetically, it's better. Just not athletically.
Athletically. Statically.
A bit of a stretch, but you got there.
What does this look like? I just want to see it. Okay, I like that. That looks really cool. Jill, I found a sword for you. What's more your style?
Be funny if it was just the swordfish weapon from Monster Hunter World.
It's just an actual swordfish.
Mm-hmm. That is one of the weapons you can get in Iceborne from a event quest. I believe it was.
Is everything all right?
It was an icy swordfish. It was just a great sword.
Healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Oh, sorry about that.
Serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether.
Probably.
Shula said you'd to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
I'll be happy to if I can.
If I can.
Something tells me I'll get something out of it.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
All right. You know what we haven't done as well that I thought I was going to and then got caught up by a cutscene?
Save?
Well, no, not save. We'll do it later. Abilities.
Yes.
Things.
Thingies.
It's not like I don't have the points to master whatever comes up. Mastery extends title gauge. Okay, so if I upgrade it. Okay, so upgraded actions: Burning Blade, Charge Magic, and Lunge. Ooh, hold on. Oh, pressing X and square lets us launch back. That's cool. I like that. Go ahead and do that. Upgrade extends range of swell. We can go over area coverage. Okay. I think these are fine abilities, no matter what. Gradually augments firing speed while ability is active, increasing maximal possible hit counts. Might as well. There's no reason not to. Alright. Abyssal Tear. Tear open a temporary gateway to the bottom of the sea directly above Clive's head. Execute the ability again to vent 3 bursts of water through the gate to all nearby enemies. Alright, so let's look at this video here. Oh, okay. It's a little effective in bringing down flying targets or interrupting spells. Tier size will slowly increase over time, as indicated by an on-screen gauge. Tier size range from 1 to maximum of 3. The larger the tier, the more water will pass through it during events. Executing a precision dodge increases its growth speed. Okay, so this is kind of just like Mega Flare, but on an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Probably not as useful, but useful. All right, here we go. Tsunami, and that's a lot of damage. 85-second cooldown, increases hits. Okay, it is just engulfs the land both in front of and behind Klein. Severely knocks back smaller enemies. Learn. Upgrade. Master. All right.
You dipped it.
Let's see. I don't really use this a lot. I like. Actually, hold on. I like the fish. Let's see. That's good for stagger. Rising Flames is not quite as good number-wise, but let's see. Okay. So that's just a big ol' AoE. I think I like that more than Deluge. And then I have Tsunami and Over. Actually, hold on. Let's do you there and you there. I think this is good. The first time I haven't had Ifrit Phoenix on my bar in like the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah, pro tip, if you're watching this and you want to play this game eventually yourself, post-game, there's like the final dungeon you go to before unlocking the actual final dungeon, Origin. That whole big old plains area, you kill everything on it, teleport to a fast travel point at that area, and it respawns everything. Do that for like an hour.
Speak
You're
with you a
done.
moment. There is
Oh, you're a
a matter
quest.
with which I would beg your aid.
Of course, what is it?
Please, not so loud.
Why not?
Something serious then.
Yes, I think we might have company. I was passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have been you or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the figure looked familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall who has found his way inside.
How?
Of course, it could just be my imagination playing tricks on me.
Obviously, it's a
And I caught
Tonberry.
fleeting glimpse,
It's
and
probably a
it might
monster,
have
to be
been
honest.
you or your brother.
Yeah.
But if it is who I think it is, we cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here. Would you go and see? Oh, he won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Sure.
Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people, harm.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry. I won't draw my sword unless I need to.
Thank you.
That's good to know. I can't draw it until it's time for combat
This
anyway.
man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
I don't like all the vague wordings here.
Wait.
Alright, where's the actual quest? Okay, it's over there. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh my god, there's more! I watched it spawn in front of my eyes.
No sign of the child.
Do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fanet asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
He went skinny dipping in the creek. Does that count?
But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Let's quest up there. Nice.
She showed them the surge. But what if the... What? Made it come back to life? And how do you reckon they'd manage that? Outside of magics?
I mean, if it came back to life, it's not nearly big enough to swallow the village. It's also going the opposite way. The fact is, they caught him in the middle of summoning the wave. If they stopped it... I can't, you know, can imagine being scared.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not?
What?
Father tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was.
I mean, I can give you an easy answer, but I don't think it's been long enough for that to happen.
You kept asking about the woods.
Outsiders, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what, but he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanet is looking for. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, yeah?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
It bothers me way more than it should that I cannot figure out what accent this is. I know I've heard it before.
Yeah.
It's like, it's right there, and I can't figure it out. And by the time this goes on YouTube, we're all gonna be done.
Yeah.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazier, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not.
Tonberries.
Then...
But then...
I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tonberries.
The Tonberries.
During your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
You know what? That might be that thing we saw.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain.
He's turning
everything
into a
when
Tonberry.
Time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Very well.
Very well.
Oh.
Things.
Turns into a thwomp and starts thwomping the place.
Wait, were you the quotes? You were.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider by any chance?
No.
I am. What gave me away?
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables.
Damn, I thought I showered
And
before
not
I
just
came here.
any Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine gall and wet beak. If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Nothing but the best for my Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong.
Bird-like.
Her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
I would if I could.
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat, and he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
I'm sure.
He would.
You were.
Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to have Ambrosia around. All right then. Where could I find your father?
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
Oi, oi, oi.
They're like, we made this whole village. You're gonna see it.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna talk to all the people in it.
Look at all those quest markers.
All those markers.
It's like floating around like, woo.
Woo. All right, we're gonna go for that one. Yeah, it definitely looks like that's where we saw that altar.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then.
All right, so there.
The other left. The further left.
The first left, got it.
One thing I know about beastmen is that they love to hide in the dark.
Yep, there they are.
Babu Dori. Behold our glorious violent savior.
Giant Tonberry.
They up to some sort of ritual.
Right.
Sorry to disturb you.
Unburied chapel. Jeebus. Imagine that damage with limit break.
I was like, it's gonna do a lot of damage, and they're like, oh, right there, that should work, right? Holy fuck!
Now for part 2.
The slow-mo of him flying with the eye. It's like
Farewell.
with like the Hanna-Barbera, like, ah! flailing his arms everywhere. Like, I knew tsunami would be good, but dang.
Let's see what's on this altar then.
No, I think we can go back to the village.
We stopped the ritual. Success.
A silver chain.
Yeah, take it off the altar, then look at
The
it.
Tombries made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
Oh. Yes. I don't want to walk all the way back. That is a very good feature. I like it.
Yes.
You're back. Well, did you find anything?
I found this.
I found this.
I did. This silver chain.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tombries be praying to it?
So many
To
questions.
understand that, you need to understand what the Tombries are.
Hideous
They
bastards.
feed on hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tombry curse on Talor?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I beg your pardon.
But there's more to the tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another, aye.
Oh, that would do it.
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Grieger's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception? Might that explain the ill will he bears someone?
Not that he ever told me.
Come now, let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past. We need to focus on the present, and that means finding a way to break the curse.
Maybe we did already.
All right. If there's anything I can do
Or
to
maybe
help,
there's a quest chain for this one. More quests?
Thank you.
More questo.
Aye,
Questo
and thanks for
changeo.
going to all this trouble. Here, it's not much, but I want you to have this. We call it an adder stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell. Stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise.
I
If
see.
you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it.
More
If you're
crafting.
interested, like.
I am.
Have a
thank you.
use for the freaking
I'll be sure to pay you
4,000
a visit.
materials I have in my bag.
Until then, I wish your father a swift recovery.
Crafting the serpent rings. We used to look at other nearby sources. Okay, so serpent ring recipes unlocked. All right, so let's look at this adder stone. Extra equipment enhance Leviathan's iconic abilities. Several materials only found in Macedonia, such as aquamarine. Stones are utterly invisibly with stones. Controller will also vibrate when in proximity. I had it on. But I don't. Some Aquamarine locations will differ between action and story focused in Final Fantasy mode. Interesting. All right. All right.
Yes?
Rings. Rune crescents. Ah, here we are. Tsunami cooldown by 8 seconds. Abyssal Terror by 2 seconds. Frostfall by 2 seconds. And Deluge by 1.5 seconds. Can I say how much I appreciate having the specific numbers for stuff? Just like, I don't need to know like the formula for like, here's how everything determines damage, but it's like, knowing like reduces, like instead of saying reduces cooldown by a little bit, it's like it tells me exactly how much. I know exactly how good that is, right? Like that's what I need. That's what I need.
Yes.
So what's unfortunate is by the fact that we're doing this on Final Fantasy mode, we are not getting the chance to get 2 of these. More than likely, like I may be able to make them. It depends on if Aquamarine respawns or not, but I don't know. Regardless, I don't think I'm actually going to use any of these. Mostly for the fact that I have what I want on already. Like, Giga Flare is, I still think is probably going to be our most damaging ability. If only for the fact that it slows down time while I'm doing it. So that stagger gauge is not refilling as fast. So it's really good for just like, yeah, you know, because I don't think Tsunami does the same thing. But other than that, I think both of them are on the same tier. You know, maybe, you know, like, I might be convinced if, like, we find one that says increases Tsunami's damage by, you know, X%. But I don't think reducing the cooldown is worth taking off Giga Flare damage.
Yeah.
But that will be it for this time. When we come back, we've got the bajillion quests to do. 1, 2, 3... I don't even know what that one is yet. And then we can do a little bit of story. The next part might be shorter, depending on how long it takes to do the quest. If it takes like 20 minutes, I may just be like, oh, let's just keep going. But, you know, if it takes us 40 minutes to do the quest, it'll be a short one and be like, all right, I'm gonna do the story next time. I have a feeling we're gonna have an actual dungeon soon. Call it a gut instinct, if you will. I can sense them from a few leagues away. But anyways.
Just smell it on the air.
I can smell it.
Smell it on the breeze.
The salty sea brine.
The breen.
The breen.
The breen.
The breen's a few leagues away. But anyway. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Goodbye.